Hey, good morning. It's 10 o'clock in the morning in Padia on the 1st of November. My best friend who left this earth, it's his 74th birthday. And I want to wish him and all his friends and people that loved him so deeply my condolences, and know that his spirit lives on. Never gonna die. He was a one of a kind, an amazing one of a kind that I had the privilege to know in my life for 47 years. Never had an argument with him. Got stoned with him a lot. Ate a lot of Gorgonzola Dolce and drank bottles of Decem with him. Never had a crossword with him. He was the victim and I was the victim of hundreds of pranks that were well orchestrated over the years. I had the pleasure to meet a lot of his great friends. Lenny Kaye, Jonathan Richman, Mandy Barnett, Tom Kenny, James King from Fritz and the Tantrums. Oh God, Tom Kenny, Jalinda Palmer. Good God, the list goes on forever. Jim Turner. Too many to account for it, really. And they all shared the same feeling that I had for him, that he was Andy Douglas Paley, born the 1st of November 1951, and passed from this life on November 20th, 2024. I remember where I was the day I met him. I met him in 1977. I was working at a record shop called Zounds on Boylston Street in Boston, and came in this skinny blonde guy who moved way too fast, and he said, "Do you have the Shags record?" And I was familiar with the Shags record. It was a bunch of three sisters from Claremont or Fremont, New Hampshire, whose father ruled them like Murray Wilson from the Beach Boys. And they produced this music that was 100% out of key, disjointed, but it was sung with fervor. That I give them credit for. I had listened to it before, and to me it was unfucking listenable. But he came in, and we just became friends. We became friends that day. We did so much stuff together over the years. It was crazy. So much crazy stuff. He was so committed to being a Bantam Rooster. I can remember watching him trying to pour his 31 or 2 inch waist into a pair of 29-inch pants, and he would spend a half an hour lying on his bed contorting to get these pants to fit and have the button closed. And I would just be sitting there in wonderment. What the fuck is he doing? He was amazing. He and I would drink a half bottle of Decem. I had a charge account at a liquor store on Charles Street at the corner of Mount Vernon. And we would go down every night, entitled, and I would charge up a $220 bottle of Decem. And we would wash it down with about, 400 grams of Gorgonzola Dolce from Italy. That was probably $12. Not a healthy diet. We'd get shit-faced and then get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go play squash at the Cambridge Y at the first court availability. This was just normal shit for me and him. We did so much stuff together. I remember going down to Baltimore. Oh, a better story. When he was producing the first Brian Wilson solo album that Seymour had the presence of mind to put out. It cost well over $1 million. Andy invited me out to LA to meet him at A&M Studio where the album was done. Old studio, Charlie Chaplin studio from back in the, I don't know, 30s, 20s. Might have been where he wrote Smile, who the hell knows? And I came in and Andy introduced me to Brian Wilson. And he was sitting at a piano playing Every Time I See Her. And I looked at him, I said, you didn't write that. And he went, yeah, but I could have. And that was my first meeting with Brian, many, many meetings. And I've come across from it, I think it was an act. At least half of Brian's artistic behavior, I think, was an act. He didn't like people being around him that often, and that was his way of keeping people away from him. Anyway, I might make a second part to this.